What's up, cleaners? If you are using Housecall Pro, Jobber, even ServiceMate, which is more popular in Australia, but it's growing in popularity here in the US, or even if you're using CompanyCam, I just added integrations to all four of these inside of the BookCleaningJobs CRM. So if you're a BookCleaningJobs CRM user, you should see these tabs now on the left side inside your CRM, and you can feel free to go and integrate with Housecall, Jobber, or ServiceMate. I'm going to tell you more about what's required to do these integrations because not all Housecall Pro users are going to be real happy about this, but you're going to have the Housecall Pro Max plan, right? One of the more expensive plans in order to generate an API key and actually use this feature. But people who are on Jobber, ServiceMate, and folks who are using CompanyCam, I think are going to be a little bit happier. So we'll dig into that in just a little bit. But what this is basically going to allow you to do is if you are using any of these tools in your business to book jobs, manage appointments, store customer data, take payments, all that stuff, you can now actually integrate it with the BookCleaningJobs CRM. And you can use both of these tools together. And when one system is updated, the other system will automatically update because you've connected the two. I showed you how to do this in a previous video where you could connect Housecall Pro and Go High Level, which is the BookCleaningJobs CRM is based on Go High Level. I showed how to do that in another video using Zapier. If you're a Housecall Pro user and you don't want to pay for the Pro Max plan, then I highly recommend you go check out the method where you integrate the two with Zapier. There's a video here on my YouTube channel that will explain how to do that. But if you're using the Pro Max plan, then you can actually integrate it here. You don't have to get Zapier involved at all. The benefit of hooking these two systems up, like I said, you can actually sync up the two systems, have all your customer data that's in Housecall Pro or Jobber or ServiceMate, have all that customer data sync up and be shared right back here to your CRM. You can also do it the other way around. So if you're getting leads into your CRM from a lead form, from a chat widget, from something like that, you can actually take all those leads and send them over to your field service management software and store those as contacts. So this is awesome because you're going to vastly improve your customer list in both of these systems if you're using both of these. The CRM that we offer has a lot more marketing functionality inside of it. If you're looking to do marketing for your business, I highly recommend you start the free trial and check out our CRM because there's all this extra stuff built in here that Jobber and Housecall Pro, these other guys don't offer. So there's things like you can build your entire website. You can automate everything. You can send emails, do social media, schedule social media posts, all these different platforms. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do in here, but this CRM does not work great as a field service management software. So if you have employees and you are assigning jobs to those employees out in the field and they need an app to look at on the go, I usually recommend that our clients keep using Housecall Pro or Jobber or ServiceMate to facilitate all of that stuff. And then keep this CRM as like your back office system. So the people who are working in the office, people who are doing your marketing like us at BookCleaningJobs, we're going to use this system. The people who are in the field are probably going to use Housecall Pro or Jobber or ServiceMate. And the person who's booking the jobs, ideally you'd have them work in just one system. The nice thing about integrating these two is, let's say your person who's booking the job, they're doing everything in Jobber and ServiceMate. They don't have to stop doing that. They can just keep working in Jobber or ServiceMate or Housecall Pro. And when they book jobs in those systems, it will actually integrate back, send that data back here to your CRM. And if you are the business manager or the business owner, or you're hiring marketers like us to work on your business, we can get in here and use all of this stuff without interrupting what's going on inside your Housecall Pro account, but we can share data between all of them. So let me show you really quick how you actually use these. I'll go through each one really quickly and show you what's involved here. Housecall Pro, that's the one we'll start with. Click on the tab over here, Housecall Pro, click configure. And the first thing you're going to notice is that you need the Housecall Pro API key. That's why you need to be on one of the higher plans at Housecall Pro. If you don't have access to the API key, then you're not going to be able to do this integration. You can use Zapier to hook Housecall Pro up to the CRM. Like I said, I have a video tutorial on how to do that right here on my YouTube channel. So go check that out. But you're going to need to have a higher paid plan of Housecall Pro in order to hook this up. Once you get it hooked up, you're going to get access to a whole bunch of different actions and some triggers that you can use inside of your CRM. That may not mean anything to you right now if you're not building automations and workflows inside of the CRM, but we are on your behalf if we're working with you as a client at BookCleaningJobs. So this would be really useful for us, and we can show you how to use it too. So this basically just opens up a whole bunch of new functionality where anytime a job is completed inside Housecall Pro, your employees, they hit job finish and the job's done in Housecall Pro. For instance, we could fire that information back to the CRM here, and we could take somebody who's in your new leads column in the CRM and automatically move them all the way over here to appointment completed. then you can actually know which of the leads that you took in through Google ads or Facebook ads or wherever you're driving your leads, SEO, how many of those leads booked. You don't have to manually come in here and move those leads from new lead to appointment booked and appointment completed. You can actually just have it happen automatically. The way you do that is with an automation. So again, this is how you automate stuff inside the CRM. When you connect the two accounts together, Housecall Pro and the CRM, you can come in here to the automations tab and you'll have access to all kinds of new actions. Before we get into that though, let's look at Jobber. All you have to do is come over here to the Jobber tab, click on app, and then click connect, and you'll connect it with your Jobber account. And you get very similar stuff for Jobber. It'll share data. You get access to a bunch of different actions. You get access to some different triggers, and they'll just help you do stuff, automate stuff inside your CRM and share data. ServiceMate, you guys maybe haven't heard of this one. It's very popular in Australia, like I said, but it's growing in popularity here in the US. I'll put a link in the description below. And I have discounts for a lot of this software, by the way, and free trials. So check the link in the description. If you're not on ServiceMate, Jobber, Housecall Pro, go check the links in the description because a lot of times I have discounts for you guys if you sign up through my links. So go check that before you just go sign up and pay full price. ServiceMate, all you're going to do is come in here, click configure, and you're going to do the connect with ServiceMate. Just click that and sign in through your account and you're good to go. CompanyCam, you'll come into the CompanyCam tab, click on configure. And then this is going to ask for an API key. Now, I'm not clear. I think CompanyCam gives everybody an API key. I don't think you have to pay for one of the higher end plans, but I could be wrong. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong here. If you have to have a higher end CompanyCam plan, one of the higher tier plans, in order to get the API key, let me know. But I think everybody gets it. So all of the CompanyCam users should be happy. CompanyCam has their own actions and their own triggers that you get when you use this add-on here inside of the CRM. When you connect the CRM and CompanyCam, you can do certain things, right? Create a project, add a photo into the project, add a label to the project. There's different stuff you can do. So let me show you where you find the triggers and the actions. Now that you've hooked up your Housecall Pro or you've hooked up your Jobber, what do you do next? You'll go to your automations tab, and this is where typically you're building different automations, or we're building different automations for whenever anything happens to your business. You get a new lead through your website. You get a new lead from Facebook ads. You get a new customer, an appointment is booked, an appointment's completed. Somebody's been with you they've been a customer for 6 months and you want to send them a reminder. You can automate all that stuff inside the workflows by clicking create workflow. And then you can just basically create a workflow that does anything you want. There's a bunch of recipes if you don't know how to create a workflow. So you could make something from a recipe like an abandoned lead nurture campaign. Let's see here, missed call, text back. You could use WhatsApp to do that. You could do Instagram comment automation, Facebook comment automation, an email drip sequence. There's all kinds of stuff that you could do in here, but you can just also create automations from scratch. And I'm going to do that just to show you what triggers are available and what actions are available. For an automation, something has to trigger the automation. Something has to happen for the automation to kick off. So the triggers that are available in here, these are all the triggers that are just available in our CRM standard, but I've just added in Housecall Pro, Jobber, ServiceMate, CompanyCam. And so if you keep scrolling down, you're going to see some cool new triggers down here. And if you were using our CRM before, then you probably didn't see these before. All of these triggers right here, this could kick off an event inside of your CRM, kick off an automation for you here. So if you send an estimate in Housecall Pro and you want something to happen after that, like maybe you keep sending follow-up emails after you've sent the estimate. Hey, just wanted to follow up on that estimate. Can we go ahead and get you scheduled? Hey, it's been a couple of days since we sent that estimate. What questions do you have for me? You could schedule different emails to go out after that estimate is sent. There's different triggers in here. Estimate created, job completed is probably one of the triggers you're going to want to use. There's a bunch of them. There's also triggers for Jobber if you're using Jobber. There's triggers for ServiceMate. So feel free to dig into each of these, and then whatever you want to use, test it out, try it out. And if you've put together something cool, let me know. I'd love to see it. Now, after you've set up your trigger, you're going to decide what happens after that, what actions are going to happen after that. And the thing is, you don't have to use one of those triggers. You might use a regular trigger inside of your CRM. Let's say you get a new lead from Facebook, and every time you get a new Facebook lead, you want something to happen, right? So let's just use this as an example. So you get a new Facebook lead. What do we want to happen? Now you got to fire an action. We looked at all the triggers that are available. These are the actions that can happen. So a Facebook lead comes in. What do we want to happen? Keep scrolling down and you're going to see that we now have new actions for Housecall Pro, Jobber, ServiceMate, and CompanyCam as well. So now we could trigger anything we want to happen here. We got a new Facebook lead. Maybe you want to create a project in CompanyCam for some reason. Maybe you'd like to do that. Just go ahead and create a CompanyCam project. Maybe in ServiceMate, you'd like to create a job contact. Maybe in Jobber, you would like to create a client, create a new client in Jobber account. Every time you get a lead from Facebook ads, you'll just go ahead and add that person to Jobber so they're in your marketable list of customers or leads. Same thing with Housecall Pro. Maybe now we got a Facebook lead. Now we want to create a lead in Housecall Pro, or maybe we want to create a customer in Housecall Pro. So all these different actions in here. You can test this out. Let me know what you end up doing with it. I'd love to see. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. One last thing I want to mention is that these are premium triggers. They're premium actions. So you'll notice the little crown symbol right here. Basically what this means is that every time one of these fires, you're going to get charged a very small amount. I believe it's less than 5 cents or less than a penny every time it fires or something like that. You can find pricing on our website, or we can get you pricing if you're curious about it, but it's a very small amount every time one of these fires. So you'll just add your credit card into your account here, and it's going to be in the settings, billing section. As long as you have a credit card in here, it's going to charge this credit card every time you accrue a certain amount. It might take you a while to rack up even $5 or $10 of charges, just because these triggers and actions, they don't cost very much. So it's probably going to take you a while to accrue charges. When you do get charged, it'll charge whatever card is saved inside your CRM right here. So if you don't have our CRM, you're not using it yet, go to BookCleaningJobs.com/CRM. You can get a free trial of it right here. I also have a bit of a video explaining how all of this works, and you can check out what some of the features are that are available inside the CRM if you're not sure about it yet. But go check it out. There's a 14-day free trial, and during that free trial, you should be able to use all of these Housecall Pro, ServiceMate, Jobber, and CompanyCam features. Again, you'll pay per use, but during your free trial, you're not going to pay anything for the CRM. If you keep the CRM for 14 days, you don't cancel your free trial, you keep it, you're going to get charged, just so you know, after those 14 days. So be aware of that. But this is a really awesome CRM. And now that we've hooked it up with the field service management apps that most of you guys are using, I know we left Mark8 out here, and I'm hoping we can get Mark8 in the future. I'm going to put together a Mark8 integration video to show you how to do it with Zapier pretty soon here. But anybody who's on Jobber, Housecall Pro, ServiceMate, anybody who's using CompanyCam, this is going to help you guys out. Leave a comment if you have questions, and hit subscribe if you want to grow your cleaning business. I'm Reuben with Book Cleaning Jobs. I'll talk to you later.